Hello guys, Vengeance are here. I decided to push forward and craft the elephant armor. There were a few things I couldn't get, so I had to go to the soldier cemetery to farm some Yuri weapons. I needed to get the Trace of Ascension, and that's one of two ways you can get them. I had my workers gathering them, but it just wasn't fast enough, and I want to get it done. I need my CP back out of those nodes. So I'm over here at Soldier's Grave. There's a drop event going on, and I didn't want to run my scrolls, so I'm just on the Arsha server. Minding my own business, walking around, farming up the Urea boxes. So you can get, I got one here, and there's also a couple other things that drop in this area that are decent. The magic crystals drop, blackstones drop fairly decently, and so I ended up going ahead and just running this until I got enough Trace of Ascensions. Uh, it the Yuri weapons drop fairly often, but it's a problem when there isn't a drop event going on, and that's also why I'm on Arsha, because I don't have anything invested in this node, so I'm only going to get so high of a drop chance. And most people think I'm crazy. I'm playing old content, that doesn't benefit me. I guess I get a little bit of skill points out of it, because most monsters will give you a decent amount of skill, even if you're over way out of the area. You're over leveled and high AP. Another good thing about this area is I'm getting knowledge upgraded to S knowledge. And here's a Witch of Horror summon scroll. But I thought this was interesting. I'm kind of jumping around here in post. I was over here just minding my own business, and somebody happened to be doing their Cavalli Rift boss near me, and I thought I was going to get into a fight. So I was like, get away from me. And I don't know why my PvP wasn't turned on. I casted a few skills in their direction, warding them off. But they followed me anyway, and it's weird to me that I'm on Arsha and PvP was deactivated. I don't know what I did to cause that, but they weren't hostile anyway. They were just curious what the hell I was doing. And you can see in chat here, they're like, what are you doing over here? And so I try to explain to them, I'm farming Yuri weapons, and they have the same reaction that I expect most of you guys probably do as well. Just a giant LOL. But no, it's one of the best ways to get Trace of Ascensions, and there's another spot you can farm these as well. If you go over to the Hex area where skeletons are over there, where the witch's earrings drop, you can get Yuri weapons there too. Which the witch's earrings are worth several million, and so I've thought about going over there, but I was like, I don't think so. I'll just go to Soldier's Cemetery. That way I can get crystals. But I farmed enough, and so I'll jump back to Heidel here. And the way you get these through the Yuri weapons is that you need to heat them up. So you'll see me doing that here. But the issue that I have is I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough to do this by the end of this hour at this point, because the Trace of Ascension, you get several when you heat the weapon up. You can get anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 or whatever it is, just like the rest of the things, but you have to have 3 per leather glaze, and I need a ton of leather glaze to craft the supreme hides and feathers and stuff. So I'll melt the rest of these down, and then I'll jump over to crafting some of the things that I gotta craft, just to give you an idea of how it's done. So welcome to my residence. I got all the trace ascensions, blackstone powder, and maple sap on top of the clear liquid reagents that you gotta have. And there's the recipe there, you can see. I'm gonna batch produce it. But this is how you get leather glaze. So I'll craft all these up and I'll jump over to making the hide here. Not just the hide, the actual feathers as well. You'll see that too. So there's the fancy feathers. You just need to take fine fancy feathers and combine them with the leather glaze and you get the supreme fancy feather. And you gotta shake them with the processing. It's the same thing, shaking is the same thing for the supreme hides, which you'll see here. I'll jump across to it. So you're gonna get supreme soft hides by doing fine soft hide and leather glaze, shaking them up. So the saddle, or the elephant armor, not just the saddle, they take supreme fancy feathers, supreme thin hide, supreme tough hide, and supreme soft hide. So you need quite a few. I was able to buy some of this stuff, and then the rest of this you see me here crafting, that's what I gotta have for that. But I'm quickly realizing that I'm gonna have to farm the pearls and the glue that the recipe also takes, which is what I'm looking at here. And the only way to get glue is through heating up lobsters, and the only way to get pearls is through drying out giant pearl oysters. So I'm gonna have to go farm them. So I looked up some guides and stuff here in between, and I've made my way over here to Proddy Cave. I've never been here before. It's up in the ocean on one of the islands north of Velia. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Weta Island. And here's some knowledge that I haven't been here, so I'm gonna get this knowledge here and then head on down into the cave. Now you have to look at the mini map for the spot that I go to gather here. There's a couple of spots in here, but the main spot that I gathered lobster in here, this is way you don't have to do underwater gathering if you just need glue. But it's on down in the cave further, and it's this spot here on the mini map. It's kind of right in the middle, and there's a bunch of these sea fans here, and the sea fans are the ones you want to gather. They're the ones that have a chance to drop in the golden lobsters, the ones you need to heat up for the actual glue itself. The only problem you got to worry about in this cave is that there's monsters that they hit fairly hard if you don't have your armor on. You can see I'm taking quite a bit of damage. I've got my gathering clothes and my Manos stuff on, so I don't have much DP because I just have the Manos gathering clothes on, and I got my Manos accessories, so I don't have much AP either. So killing them's not too bad if you got decent weapons. You know, you'll still have 160, 170 AP or whatever it is. It's just making sure that you kill them before they kill you. And once they're cleared out, then you just gather the sea fans. Now they're not guaranteed to drop lobsters. It's an RNG thing. So you'll probably be here a little bit. I know I ended up gathering for quite a while. They have a long cooldown on the respawn time, so you'll have to swap servers. You just get into a rotation where you do these, gather them, then swap to another server. If you end up going ahead and doing the thing where you're killing the monsters, gathering the sea fan in this spot, and then head on further into the cave into the second spot that has a lot of them, go through all those and then heat up the lobsters, you'll probably be able to hit the 10-minute server swap cooldown windows. That way you don't have to just sit there idle. But this place right here is fairly safe. If you're in the right spot, no monsters will get you or jump to you. The other thing that I'm gonna end up having to farm is the giant pearl oysters, and I didn't realize that they were such a pain in the butt. If I had known that, I would have gathered those first. But you can see me jumping around from server to server here, and just in general heating stuff up. Now, once you do get the lobsters, you just processing, heating, and then you just melt them all down. Then you'll get the glue out of the lobsters. You'll always get glue from lobsters. It's not like it's an RNG chance. Now with the giant pearl oysters that you get golden pearls from, that's RNG. You don't always get a golden pearl from it, which I didn't know that, and it caused me some issues. So I'll finish heating these up, and then we'll jump over to the giant pearl oysters where that spot is, and that's outside of Al Naha, that island. It's up north of Velia as well, in the ocean up there. So here we go. The problem with this is you got to do underwater gathering, and if you don't have the cast shop, it's very frustrating. As you can see, I'm getting stuck here in some of the plant life. But these big stripy clam looking things, those are the oysters that you got to gather. This one it was already gone, or I missed it when I started recording. But there's a bunch in this little area here, right outside to the left side of the Al Naha, and like I said, it's RNG. You don't always get a golden pearl. And here you're seeing me circumvent the underwater breathing issue. When you get low on breath in underwater, you jump to character select and then jump back in. It resets your breath meter, so you can infinitely stay down. It's just annoying that you got to jump back and forth to character select about 4,000 times while doing this. But people that don't want to spend the pearls to get the underwater breathing costume, I mean, I think there's one you can also craft. I'd have to double check that, but if you don't have the underwater breathing gear or the underwater breathing on the ferry or using elixirs or anything like that, then you have to do this. So there's a giant pearl oyster I got, and I'm gonna spend some time down here doing all this, jumping around, just gathering these things. And it's like I said, I didn't realize it until later, but having to gather so many of these underwater, I would have just done these instead of going to Proddy Cave, because I ended up getting so much glue after the fact just trying to get the pearls. Because you get so many lobsters. I'm getting lobster every single time, and I'm not getting a pearl every single time. Or an oyster every single time, sorry. And then on top of that, when you dry out, I decided to swap servers, but I'll jump back to when I start drying. So for the giant pearl oysters, you dry them, and that's how you get the pearls out of them, and it's an RNG thing. So I'll show one here where I actually do get one. I'll leave this clip in. But it takes quite a while to get these, and I ended up getting lucky and buying a few off of the marketplace after all, so I only had to gather like 3 or 4, and it's a good thing because I was getting frustrated. It took me like 2 days to gather this stuff up. So I'll finish heating up these and drying them out, and then we'll jump back over to where I got all the materials, and we'll start setting up to craft the elephant armor. Okay, I'm back in Heidel, and I am working on, so I've pulled my CP out of my workshop in Heidel here, and I combined it with the others, so I have the 4 that I need for this, or the 4 or 5 that I need to actually get this workshop. Now your workers are going to have to travel from the nearest town, so either probably Tariff or Heidel. And whenever you do that, it doesn't go on, it goes off of storage wherever the worker originates. So you want to put all, my workers are going to be coming from Heidel. I'm just comparing speed here to see which one will do it the fastest on work speed, with the goblins that I have there in Heidel that I use to craft all my junk. So you'll want to pick wherever you're going to do it from, and you want to put all the materials in that city's storage. So since I'm originating from Heidel with my worker, all my stuff needs to be in storage. And then I realized I don't have my pure forest breath, so I'll have to get those out. And I also realized that I don't have the 2 supreme thin hides, so I'll have to go get those and then see on the other side as far as that goes. Because I'm gonna have to go back and craft a bunch more leather glaze and stuff, which is a pain in the butt. I think I ended up having to go. I had to go farm a few more Trace of Ascensions, so I had to go farm more Soldiers Cemetery. So you just see me looking for the thin hide because I thought I had already made it, but I didn't. It just got missed whenever I checked my list. So I'll go ahead and start the craft here and get my worker going on the 3 pieces of armor that I can. The only one I'm not gonna be able to make is the mask, but I'll get that stuff, and then once everything's completed, I'll meet you back over. Alright, we're gonna end this video off here. I made it over here after crafting everything, and we got all the elephant armor finally. I got it over here to sand grain and put it on the elephant. So there's its final stats at level 15. We got 50,000 stamina. We got a little bit more HP. The speed, excel, and break are a little higher. We're gonna have 1200 weight. If I upgrade this armor, it'll give me another 80 weight, but I gotta get it to plus 10. And I'm not crafting any more armor right now. So let me turn sound back on there. That'd be a little better. I'm not going to craft any more armor to repair, so I'll have to use memory fragments to repair this probably. And I don't want to spare them right now, so I'm not going to try and get this to plus 10 as of yet. We'll just leave it where it's at. But I think this is a good start to get our trade crates going from Sand Grain over to Valencia with the 2 skills, the Quick Run and the Joyride. I don't really need these 2 because I don't plan on using it for combat. We'll be able to go back and forth across the desert with a pretty heavy load of crates. It may take a little bit longer than if I just overstack, but it should be fine. But that's all I got. It took me quite a while to get this done, but we got there, and for today that's all I have. So if you enjoyed or you learned something, leave me a like, leave me a comment. I have to self-promote, so sub if you're not subbed. You know, all that fun stuff. And then, like I said, that's all I got. So I hope you enjoyed, and again, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support that I've gotten so far. And as always, you guys have a good day. Until next time.